friends, welcome to the point. In this session, we are discussing about motions of the earth. The earth has two types of motions, rotation and revolution. Rotation, it is a movement of earth on its own axis, and the movement of earth around the sun in a fixed path is known as revolution. The axis of the earth, which is an imaginary line, it makes an angle of 66.5 degree with its orbital plane, and the plane formed by the orbit is known as orbital plane. The earth receives light from the sun, but due to the spherical shape of the earth, only half of the earth is exposed to sunlight, and only half portion of the earth gets light from the sun at a time, and the other portion facing the sun, it experiences day, while the other half it experiences night. The circle that divides the day from night on the globe is called a circle of illumination. The circle does not coincide with the axis, as you can see in this figure. This is the axis, and this is the line of circle of illumination. They do not coincide with each other. The earth takes about 24 hours to complete one rotation around its axis, and the period of rotation is known as Earth Day, and this is said to be the daily motion of the earth. Imagine if the earth is not rotating, then what would happen to our earth? The portion of the earth facing the sun will always receive a sunlight and it experiences a day, and that particular region which is continuously exposed to the sunlight, it gets more warmth. The other half, it would remain in the darkness and be freezing cold all the time, and life on the earth in that such extreme conditions of hot and cold is not possible. The second motion of the earth around the sun in its orbit is called as revolution, and the earth takes about 365 and 1/4 days to revolve around the sun, and we considered this as 1 year, considering it as 365 days, just to ignore the other 6 hours for the sake of convenience. Every 6 hours saved every year, it is added to make 1 day over a 4-year span of time, and this surplus day is added to the month of February, and thus every 4th year in Feb will have 29 days instead of 28 days, and such a year with 366 days is called as leap year. In this figure, you can observe that the June 21st, the northern hemisphere, it is tilted towards the sun's rays, and the sun's rays, it falls directly on the Tropic of Cancer. As a result, these areas, they receive more heat, and the areas near the poles, they receive very less heat, as the rays of the sun are slanting. The North Pole is inclined towards the sun, and the places beyond the Arctic Circle, it experiences continuous daylight for about 6 months. Since a large portion of the northern hemisphere is getting light from the sun, it is summer in the northern hemisphere. The longest day and shortest night at these places occur on June 21st. At this time in the southern hemisphere, all these conditions are reversed. It is winter season and the nights are longer than the days. This position of the earth is called as summer solstice. On 22nd December, the Tropic of Capricorn, it receives a direct sun's rays which falls vertically, and a larger portion of the southern hemisphere gets light, and therefore it is summer in the southern hemisphere with longer days and shorter nights, and this is reversed in the northern hemisphere, and this portion of the earth is called as winter solstice. On 21st March and September 23rd, direct rays of the sun falls on the equator. At this position, neither of the poles is tilted towards the sun, and so the whole earth experiences equal days and equal nights, and this is called as equinox. On 23rd September, it is autumn season in the northern hemisphere and the spring season in southern hemisphere, and this case is reversed on March 21st, where it is spring season in northern hemisphere and autumn season in southern hemisphere. So this is the reason why there are days and nights and changes in the season because of the rotation and revolution of the earth. See you in the next session with some other interesting topic. Thank you.